Hi guys. Today is day 16 of our Chasing After You, Becoming the Women of Wisdom That God Has Called Us to Be Bible study series where we're studying the book of Proverbs. So we're on day 16, so we're reading chapter 16. And this chapter had so many verses that I loved and wanted to talk about, but I didn't want this video to be too long. So I'll just let you read it for yourself and I'll just talk about three. Okay? So the first one that I want to talk about is verse 2. And it says, all a person's ways seem right to him, but the Lord weighs motives. So there's two things about this that I really like. One is that the Lord weighs motives. So it's good to know that God is not always looking at our actions. He's looking at our motives. And then also, all a person's ways seem right to him. So there's a lot of things that I feel like was a repeated theme in this chapter that have to do a lot with what I'm about to say. Is that all a person's ways seem right to him. And so it's like that perspective thing where there are a lot of things that we do down here on earth that make a lot of sense in our brains. But to God, it's his thoughts are higher than our thoughts, his ways are higher than our ways. So there's going to be a difference there in between what he thinks is right and what we think is right. And so there are a lot of things that we do down here that make a lot of sense, but they're not always right to God. But I'm grateful that he weighs our motives. Ooh, that's enough to shout right there. Okay, moving on. Verse 4. The Lord has prepared everything for his purpose, even the wicked for the day of disaster. Now, this one's a hard one because it says that the Lord has prepared everything for his purpose, which I love because that means it kind of takes the weight off of me. I don't know about you guys, but I tend to overthink a lot of stuff and I tend to want to be in control a lot of the time. But knowing that God is sovereign and that he has a plan for everything, that takes some of the weight off of my shoulders. I have less to think about. But the reason I say this one is a hard one because it says that he has even prepared the wicked for the day of disaster. And so it's pretty clear, what it's saying. So it just further proves God's sovereignty. Moving on. The last verse that I want to talk about is a person's heart plans his way, but the Lord determines his steps. And so this also proves God's sovereignty. It says that the Lord determines the steps. So there's a lot of things that we can do in our power, make plans, make bullet points, PowerPoints. We have an outline. We know where we're going to start. We know where we're going to end. We know where we want to be in the middle. We can make plans all day, every day, very detailed plans that make a whole bunch of sense. But at the end of the day, it's God who determines our steps. He is the end all be all. He is the final say. So again, that just takes a lot of weight off of me because that lets me know that I don't have to stress myself out planning everything. And that's not to say that planning things are bad, because they're definitely not. You got to have a plan. But just knowing that throughout that plan, I don't have to be frustrated when things don't go my way because God has the final say. Bars. So, yes, that's what I really love about this chapter. Those are the things that really stuck out to me, that it's really just highlighting God's sovereignty and that we can rest in God's sovereignty. We can make plans, that's fine, but just being content in any and every situation, in any and every possibility, being content and trusting in the fact that God is sovereign and he's going to have his way at the end of the day. So that's all I have for today. I really hope you read it. I really hope you enjoy it because chapter 16 has a lot of good things in it, as I've already mentioned. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, your morning. I hope you get some rest, and I pray that you are at peace today. And I love y'all. And I will see you tomorrow for day 17. Love you. Bye.